Welcome back to AgriTalk as we wrap up our coverage of the Ag Retailers Conference in Palm Springs, California. We continue with folks from AGCO. Joining us now, Dave Webster, Director of Sales for AGCO Application Products. Dave, thank you for joining us. You have a lot to talk about. You had some new products this year.
Yes, we sure do. We had a very busy summer launching some new products. We had new rogators that we introduced and new Terrogator in the flotation lineup as well. On the rogator side, we introduced a new drive package that really improves the efficiency of the machine, and we've also really concentrated on some safety features as well. We lowered the boom rest, really increasing the visibility out of the cab when you're transporting the machines, and very important whether you're a grower or an ag retailer to be safe out there on the road when you're transporting the machines. And then on the Terrogator side, we put our CVT transmission into the machine. And it's been really quite a surprise. We're seeing increases in productivity in the 15% range. And one of the things we really missed when we were developing the product, prototyping out in the field, we'd go out and talk to the customers about the productivity applying the product. And some of these machines will spend a third of their life in transport on the road, and that is the first thing the customers would talk about was the transport and how fast they could get from one field to the other. So really a great productivity story we have there to tell our customers.
You know, as I was listening to you explain some of these advances, it sounds like a lot of the things we're hearing with what's going on with tractors, what's going on with combines, that technology is also being used in application equipment.
Oh, yes, for sure. And one of the things that we introduced for technology this year is our Ag Command telemetry package. So let's, whether it be a grower or ag retailer location, really track and log what his machines are doing out there. And it's really changing some operations. You know, best practices can be shared from one operator to the other. When you see a difference in productivity of 5-10%, there's something different going on there. You know, and we're seeing that technology put on tender trucks, for example. So when we'll put up a geofence, and when the tender truck is on its way back to the retail location, it'll send a message to the guy running the blender and to start mixing the batch. So really improving the productivity of the whole operation.
This technology is amazing, and I guess there's a lot more new technology coming.
Yes, we've working on lots of things. Some of the things we're not quite prepared to talk about, but you've seen how fast it's been changing the last few years, and there's more and more changes out there ahead of us.
How much of the technology is actually driven by what you hear from the users, from the customers, from the applicators, the retailers out there saying, we need this would help us? Does that drive a lot of this?
Yeah, I think from the customers, their desire is to be more efficient and more productive, and that's what our product development does, is look for ways to become more efficient and more productive, and that's really what's driving that efficiency gains, is what's driving some of this technology development.
I know at AGCO you're very proud of the years of experience and expertise you have in the industry, and then that relationship that you have with those out in the countryside.
Yes, for sure. You know, you look at our whole application lineup, we have sprayers that range from 400 gallons up to 1,300 gallons, and that 400-gallon machine is in our spray coupe lineup, and we are, over 40 years experience in the application business with that spray coupe lineup, and there's more spray coupe sprayers running on farms today than any other sprayer, and we've had a head start.
And then that relationship builds a trust too. They know that you have that experience.
Yes, for sure. You know, we understand the business. And really our dealer network is very key in that. We have a number of dealers that have dedicated personnel to the application business so they can serve the equipment and service product support needs of both the grower and ag retailer.
I want to talk just for a moment about some of the things that should be considered if someone is thinking about trying to decide about the purchase of a self-propelled sprayer, what's that criteria? What's that checklist they ought to go through?
You know, I think one of the things they have to look at is timeliness of application. You know, the sprayer is becoming a management tool on the farm. It is there's lots of money in terms of crop inputs that are going through the sprayer. So and they're looking at the overall acres and to cost justify the machine, and you know, looking at their crop rotation and what they're going to have for disease and pest pressure on there. That all comes into the decision on whether an operation can justify owning their own machine.
Can an individual grower get all the commercial attributes from this equipment?
For sure they can. It's the same equipment. You know, we look at the Rogator line. It's really built for the commercial applicator, and we sell those same machines into the grower market as well. So they're getting the exact same features, and it's really the Rogator features have really trickled down into the spray coupe line as well. You can look at our largest spray coupe, the 7000 series. Lots of Rogator features, so very robust machine there.
Precision ag has come a long ways and continues to develop, and that's such a big part of that efficiency and that productivity that you've talked about.
Yeah, yes, and you know, we see that in how our equipment is being equipped out of the factory today. We're probably in the 90% range with machines going out with assisted steering guidance, and all of our machines leave the factory capable of doing variable rate, and that's one of the things we're really starting to see come back is this variable rate application, and that's, you know, good environmental stewardship and more efficient use of the input.
I'm glad you mentioned environmental stewardship, because that's where I was going to go next. There's such an emphasis on that, and a lot of that has to do not only with the operator but certainly with the equipment.
Yes, and you know, we see some regulations coming down the road. There's some states with regulations on the books already about keeping track of what you're doing, where chemicals are being applied. But I think one of the things we all have to do is be responsible, and we'll avoid some of our actions being legislated in the future.
Finally, retail lease payment information, they ought to be looking into that.
Yeah, for sure, and we've got some great programs going through the end of the year. We've got some 0% for 36 months on spray coupe products right now, and that's driving a lot of interest. So our dealers are happy to go out and present those type of options to our customers.
Dave, thanks a lot. Good to talk with you.
Thank you.
Dave Webster, Director of Sales for AGCO Application Products. And again, our thanks to AGCO for making our broadcast possible today. And again, a special congratulations to Mike Plumer from Templeton, Indiana, named AGCO's 2010 Operator of the Year. All right, with that, we'll wrap up our coverage of the Ag Retailers Conference here in Palm Springs, California. Make our way back to the studios in St. Louis. We'll be there for an open line tomorrow. Hope you'll join us right here on AgriTalk, the voice of rural America.